Hey, very good morning, and I welcome you all to new world of vSphere, that's 6.7. So VMware introduced 6.7 yesterday itself. So we have now ESXi and vCenter 6.7 in place. So in this lab, we are going to explore the 6.7 ESXi installation. So here I am using VMware workstation as a base machine and which I'll use in a lab. I have created a virtual machine here, though ESXi you will use physical server to install. So as it's a lab environment, I'm using this one. So I have downloaded that ISO image of ESXi from VMware portal, and I have mounted this in this virtual machine. You can see here I have mounted that image here. Now power it on and let's start the installation. So here in 6.7 there are very new features. I'll introduce that in next videos. Here you'll get this option, press enter to continue. Now it's loading the file whatever we have in ISO image, and it will load, and then it will perform the steps like selecting the device where you want to install, selecting the language, configure the passwords and all. Then it will install. Once it will gather all these information, it will start the ESXi installation. So that again it's very quick installation we have in ESXi 6.7, and we have like there are new features like ESXi reboot is very quick, and see here that it's loading the file now. Now press enter to continue, accept the term and conditions, and now it's scanning the devices, and it will show you all devices you have to install the ESXi. Though we can install ESXi in a local drive or a remote data store or in USB drive also, or it can be a boot from SAN. So here we have only one local drive available, that's of 40 GB, so that is showing. Now I'll select this local drive and press enter to install. Select language, that's US default. Enter the password. You'll have to put a complex password. Press enter, press F11 to install the ESXi now, and ESXi installation has been started. First of all, it gathered all the information, then it started the installation. It's very like it won't take much time. It will install in a few minutes. Around it will take 2 to 3 minutes to complete the installation. Once installation will get complete, it will boot that ESXi using that operating system. See how fast it's going on. It's almost complete now, and will take few seconds to get complete. Yeah, so installation has been complete. Now press enter. Remove the installation media before, I'm choosing this, remove the installation media before rebooting, and press enter to reboot the environment. Reboot the ESXi host. First it will remove that media and mount that media, and then reboot the ESXi. One new feature we have in ESXi, that's quick boot. So that vSphere 6.7 has introduced the quick boot feature for ESXi, which allows a system to reboot in less than 2 minutes, as it do not reinitialize the physical server BIOS. So we have like in earlier versions it was taking some time to when you were booting that ESXi host, but in newer version of ESXi 6.7, which is launched yesterday, it has very less time. It takes very less time to when you reboot a ESXi host. See that boot process has been completed. Now it's loading the file, and we'll have a console in front of us in very quick seconds, very few moments. Let's wait for the console now. Once we'll have console, we'll have to do, as it's a new installation, we'll have to do the IP address and naming configuration. Yeah, so here we have DC UI console of ESXi. So I'm sure that you are aware that what is DC UI. So DC UI is a direct console user interface of ESXi host. It is similar like you have Windows operating system. When you install a Windows operating system and it get a Windows logo, then you have control or delete, then you enter credentials, password, and then log into system. So that is also a kind of direct console for users, right? So in ESXi you manage it through the web client or vCenter, but the direct console you have, if you want to see, so that is the direct console of ESXi host. So we call it a DC UI. So you probably have heard about this word, that DC UI access, right? So here we have we don't have any IP or name as of now, so we'll press 2 to customize the system settings. Press F2, log into this system using credentials what we had entered during the installation. Now configure password. We are not going to configure password. Configure management network. Here you can configure network adapters, though we are using the default one, that is vmware. On VLAN we do not set. In real-time environment you will have to set if you are using any VLAN. In IP version 4 we are going to configure, and we are going to give it 192.168.1.72, 255.255.255.0, and default gateway I'll use my domain controller because I do not have any kind of other router gateway. Press enter. In IPsec I'll disable it. Press enter until it require reboot. It must require a reboot when you'll disable IPsec. So DNS configuration, again I use this one. I have a DNS server here 192.168.100 and host name VIESX76702. Press enter. You can give a FQDN. Press enter. Custom suffix vinsight.com. Now configuration has been set. Press escape to exit this, and it will ask you to reboot this environment. So apply changes and reboot the host. Press Y to continue, and it will reboot the ESXi host. Now let's see how long it takes when you rebooted the server. So it should not take much time. So loading has been completed. It won't take much time. It avoid the reinitializing of physical server BIOS. That's why it takes lesser time than earlier versions. Now it's loading the files. It's loading the modules, and let's wait when we have these all configuration in place. we'll access the web client, we'll access this ESXi through web client, and we'll see the first look of the ESXi 6.7. So here we have this ESXi host, and you can see the host name here and IP address. You can access this through web client, and you will have to use HTTP and this IP address or host name. Let's jump to the web client and we'll see how it looks. So as I'm using this in live environment, I have to do one configuration before I proceed, because I am sure that I won't able to ping this. Let me see. Ping 192.168.1.72. No, yes, it's giving request timeout. It's not pingable. Let's do one configuration. It's a small configuration, like it's a workstation is using different network, and physical server is using different network. I'll keep it in the same network that I'm using, VMnet 10, for my lab environment. Click OK, and let's see if it's let's wait for some time and see if it's working. Control C, ping again. No. Let me see. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, it's already connected. Yeah, you can see, yeah, we have ping now. It took a few seconds to check the changes, and we can able to ping right from desktop machine. Now I'll access the web client, web console here. I'll enter the IP address. I'll access this using the IP address 192.168.1.72, and here add this exception configuration. Yeah, so here you have first look of this ESXi host, and I'll log in through the credentials which you enter during the installation. So here we have, you click OK, and we have this console. You can see the version 6.7 and build 8169922, and state is normal. It's not connected to any vCenter because we have not installed any vCenter. In next module we are going to install a vCenter server, and then we'll add this ESXi host to that vCenter, and we'll see what is the changes. Let me tell you one thing, that in vCenter installation earlier we were accessing through the vSphere client, web client, and we were waiting long for HTML5 client, which is very easy and to use, and it's very like in vSphere client, like it was working a bit slow, but in HTML5 it's working very fast, and we don't need any kind of flash. So in vCenter I'll show you that how we are going to access in 6.7, though it was released, HTML5 client was released in earlier version also, but like it was in beta and testing phase, but in 6.7 vSphere it has been released with full-fledged features. So I'm going to use that one, HTML5 client. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for staying here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me show you one more thing, like from where I downloaded this file, iOS image. I wrote a blog yesterday. Let me show you that one. There I gave a link of ESXi and vCenter installation. So here is my blog, and this is the link for that blog which I wrote yesterday. And on bottom of that, if you'll scroll down, here you have two links. One is download VMware ESXi 6.7 and another is VMware vCenter 6.7. so here are the links. This link you can download it from here, ESXi 6.7, and from here vCenter 6.7. so thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this, please give a thumbs up, please subscribe the channel and refer to your friends. Thank you so much.